For the last 3 decades, Knowledge Center at Bursa has offered technology, resources, services, space, and a sense of community. Since 1985, 14,000 titles have been collected, with care and attention to high financial literacy standards. In collaboration with a global community of institutions, we ensure access to the world's diverse intellectual and cultural economic heritage, as well as fast online services for connectivity to the financial world. Serving the Bursa Malaysia community and beyond, Knowledge Center at Bursa empowers you in your trading and investment analysis research.
Financial information at my fingertips.
Visit Knowledge Center at Bursa Malaysia today for the collections, for the services, for the sense of community.
Investing in shares today can be your gateway to financial freedom. To participate in the stock market, you need to open a CDS and a trading account. Here's a quick guide to help you open these accounts. A CDS account. CDS or Central Depository System account is fully owned and operated by Bursa Malaysia Depository. It keeps a record of the ownership and movement of shares traded on Bursa Malaysia. Simply put, when you buy stocks, shares are credited to your CDS account, and when you sell stocks, they are debited from your CDS account. In addition to a CDS account, you also need to open a trading account with a broker. A trading account is used to place your buy or sell orders in the stock market. Let us show you how to open a CDS account and a trading account in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Access Bursa Malaysia website and choose from any of the licensed stockbrokers listed on the website to open an account. Step 2. Once you have identified your preferred stockbroker, bring along your identity card and your bank documents to the stockbroker's office for verification. Step 3. Look out for a confirmation notice from Bursa Malaysia in your mailbox in the next few days. This mail will provide you with all your account details which you will use every time you trade. If you are new to the market and would like to learn the fundamentals of stock investing, please visit www.bursamarketplace.com. That's it! With these 3 easy steps, you are ready to start investing in the stock market and move towards achieving your financial freedom. Open your CDS account and trading account today. Happy investing!
Hello everybody! Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by LifeChamp. So today, our webinar title is Chart Storytelling. So how is everyone doing? If you can hear me, see my screen, and see my video, please type yes, Y-E-S. Okay, let me know. All right, fantastic. I hope you all have a great start of the weekend. So I think you all take your time out of your busy schedule to be with us, investors in your precious Saturday morning in today's Equities Trading Simulator webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia. So today we're going to make it, give it our best effort to make it well worth your time. All right. So today, this is the first Bursa webinar that we will talk about the Equities Trading Simulator that is launched just this week on this Monday. So today we will tell you, our speaker will spend an hour to talk about technical analysis. Then after that, we'll spend half an hour to talk about equities trading simulator. Then followed by another half an hour question and answer session. So to address your burning questions about how to read charts, how to interpret the price action on the chart, or address any question in relation to the equities trading simulator. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Shen Chu. I'm the moderator for this session. So disclaimer. So whatever we share with you in this equity trading simulator webinar is only for educational purpose. So in no way that we give any recommendation for you to buy or sell any listed security. So if you decide to do any investment decisions, you're 100% responsible for all your investment risks. All right, so allow me to introduce our speaker today. Our speaker has about 10 years of investing experience. He is an engineer in the background. His investment style is fundamental plus technical plus wind rider. Okay, later we'll ask him what is wind rider. Okay, so he has regularly done stock investment sharing session and investment courses in Johor, KL, and Sarawak. So he's also a founder of this Facebook page to share about a lot of stock information called Wind Rider Gainvestor. All right, so that's his dream and ambition and aspiration to inspire people enthusiasm for stock investing. All right, so without further ado, let me introduce you our speaker today, Johnny. Hi, Johnny.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, Shen, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay,
so
I'll
lovely
be sharing.
to have you in our program this morning.
Thank you, Shane.
So we can't wait to hear from you how we can read price action on the charts, because charts can tell us stories, right? So today you're going to tell us how do we find stories inside a chart. So over to you.
All right, just let me share screen. All right. So can everyone share my screen? So maybe can just put, okay, nice. So, okay. So I'm going to walk through, these are my table of content for today. So, but first of all, thank you, Shane, for this invitation. So, and then thanks to all the audience today for turning up on this Saturday morning, okay, whereby you can spend your time having breakfast outside, or you can go walk around, or you can have a stroll in the garden or whatnot. But thanks for everyone for your effort for turning up on this Saturday morning. So give yourself a good round of applause. I think everyone deserves that. Okay, so this is the content, the table of content for today. So, okay, first what I'm going to walk through about the price volume analysis, or PVA, and then how can we utilize PVA in our trading. And then also I'm going to combine with other technical indicators, just a few. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to talk about the price volume analysis and other technical indicators when we combine those analyses together. And then the last session, like Shane mentioned just now, we'll be going through about the ETS, the simulator later. Okay, so okay, now let's move on. So the most important element in a technical analysis for me is there's only two. One is the price, another one is the volume. Okay, so these two basically are the most important element. Okay, price is whereby we can see the price action, whether we are losing money or we are earning money, gaining profit. So it's all driven by the volume. Okay, so just a very brief introduction about the price volume. Okay, so basically price volume analysis refers to the changes in stock price and also trading volume. So for those who are familiar with the technical analysis, so normally in the technical chart, you can see there's price on top and then volume below. Some of the traders, they only trade based on price, but not the volume. So I'm going to talk about why volume is also an important element. Okay, so volume plays an important role in technical analysis that helps in confirming trends and patterns. Okay, so when we see the price action, we can know that it's going up, sideways, how do you call that? Uptrend, downtrend, or sideways. So the most important thing is we need to have a volume to double confirm the trends and the patterns. So that's why volume for me is very important. So if we have a high volume, okay, if we see the volume is high, so it indicates that more interests are in the stock. and the presence of buyers are more than sellers in the stock. So if we say that there's a lot of buyers in the stock, what will happen to the price action? If there are a lot of buyers, they will push the price to go up, okay? And vice versa. If there's a lot of sellers in the stock, okay, so the sellers will tend to sell the stocks in their hand, and then the price will be going down, okay? So first, we must try to understand what is the form of candle. So if you're familiar with the Japanese candlestick, so this is the candlestick patterns. So in general, candlestick patterns, there are two patterns. There are two types of candle. One is a bullish candle, okay, when the closing is higher than the opening. Okay, when the closing is higher than the opening. Okay, so for our bullish candle, it looks like this. Okay, so for bullish candle, the opening is down here, the closing is up, is above. So this is when the closing is higher than the opening. Okay, and then sometimes it will have a tail, the below and above. So this will be the highest point. This one will be the lowest point. Or in other words, they call it a wick, lower wick than upper wick, but I prefer to call it tail lah. Ekor, the lower tail and the upper tail. Okay, so the green ones are its body. Is its body. So basically from this one candle, we can know a lot of information. The lowest point, what is the opening price, what is the closing price, and also the highest point. Okay, so normally in a chart, the bullish candle is in green, either in green or in white color. Okay, in Malaysia, okay, in green or in white color. So next we talk about bearish candle. So bearish candle is the opposite of the bullish candle. So when the closing is lower than the opening, when the closing is lower than the opening. So in this form, the opening, okay, at 9 o'clock when the Bursa market opens, so this is the opening, and then throughout the whole day, it will be selling under selling pressure, falling down, and then the closing is lower than the opening. Okay, so normally in our technical charting, so there are two colors, it's either red or black. Okay, so again, the candlestick, there are two types of candle, bullish and also bearish. And then yeah, these are the questions. These are the explanation for the bullish and bearish candle. Okay, again, for bearish candle, we'll know 4 types of information: highest, lowest point, closing, and also opening. Okay, so okay, these are some illustration for some sample. So I'm going to show how can we actually draw the candles. Okay, so in this this information is I extract from the Malaysia Stock Biz. Oh, before that, I'm going to mention that later we're going to show examples. So I'm going to use ChartNexus. Okay, I'm going to use ChartNexus, and also if you don't have a ChartNexus, you can use TradingView as long as you have a, or you can also use your trading platform if there's any technical analysis there to see the charts. Okay, okay. So coming back to this bullish candle. Okay, so this is Penta from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. This is a price action. We can see the on top here is the price action. The below here is the volume. Okay, so what is happening from 9 until 5? If you see from 12:30 to 2:30, there's a lunch break. Okay, just like football, we have halftime break. So they also have halftime break. Okay, so from here, how can we draw this bullish candle, or how can we understand this? First, we start off with the opening. Okay, so this is the opening at 3.11. Okay, so next, after we have the opening, then next we look at the closing, which is at this point, which is 3.34. So we already know the opening and also the closing. So we should draw the body. Remember the body just now from the opening and the closing. So if this is a bullish candle, what color should it be? Is it red or is it green? So just now we mentioned in our previous slide, bullish candle is green. Okay, so I colored it with green. Okay, so next we look at the lowest point and also the highest point. So from the lowest point of the day is 3.02. So the highest point is 3.4. So I just connect with the tail, the above the lower tail and the upper tail. Okay, so this is a bullish candle. So what can we derive from this candle? So it is a bullish candle. So the closing is higher than the opening. 3.34 against 3.11. Closing is higher than the opening. So if we look at the volume, here, just as I mentioned it, there's a lunch break. Is it from 12:30 to 2:30? So you see that there's basically no volume here. Okay, so at 2:30 p.m., when the second half of the market opens, the buying pressure surge and push the stock price up. You see, in the first half of the trading day, so the volume is like okay, so when it comes to 2:30, you will just compare the volume on the right hand side and then the left hand side. You can just see by your naked eye that the volume is definitely different. Okay, so there's a lot of volume here. So what are the volume doing? They are basically buying the shares, pushing the shares up, and it closed at 3.34. Okay, so let's say we can let's say when we just look at the price action without the volume down here, okay, we just know that the price is going up. But if we comprehend, okay, we align back with the volume, we know that this volume are pushing the stock price up, and then the volume is a lot if compared to the first half. Okay, so that's for the bullish candle. So next we move to the bearish candle. Okay, so look at this stock, Telekom Malaysia. Okay, so again we follow the step opening and also the closing. So the opening 4.93. Okay, at 9 o'clock when it opens at the price is 4.93. So along the day it falls down and have a break, and after the break it also falls down. It closed at 4.82. Okay, so when we connect it, so this is the body of the candle. So because it's a bearish candle, so it's red in color. Okay, it's either red or black. Okay, so after this, we try to draw, is there any highest point or the lowest point? So in this chart, there's no highest point. Highest point is 4.93. So there is a lowest point here at 4.79. So we draw the lower tail. Okay, so what can we derive or what can we deduce from this price action and also the volume? Okay, so this is a bearish candle whereby the closing is lower than the opening. So the selling pressure is higher than the buying pressure for the day. Okay, the selling pressure is higher than the buying pressure. So meaning to say, all this volume here, they are actually trying to sell Telekom Malaysia stock. Okay, so that's why the price fall from 4.93 to 4.82. Okay, so next I'm going to give one example of the doji candle. Okay, so this is one stock, a plantation stock, TSH. Okay, so again, we follow the sequence. What is the opening and the closing? Now in this case, the closing is 1.64. The closing is also 1.64. So I can draw this. So for this candle, there won't be any body because opening and closing is like the same price. Okay, so I just draw one line. Okay, and then I come to the highest point and the lowest point. In this context, the highest point is 1.71, whereby there are no lowest point. Okay, so I just draw the upper wick, upper tail. So this is the look of the candle. Okay, the body, because of the opening and closing is one line, and then they have upper tail. So this is called a doji candle. There's a few types of doji candle. So in this context, it's called a gravestone doji. Okay, so the closing is the same as the opening at 1.64. So we can say that the selling pressure and the buying pressure are equal for the day. Okay, if we just see from the volume, okay, so you see the volume on the left and the right. First half and the second half is almost the same. Okay, and then the buying pressure is only in the morning. Okay, so after around 11:30, the buying pressure cools down, and then the selling pressure, and then towards the end of the day is the same. So the opening and the closing is the same, meaning to say the selling pressure and the buying pressure are equal for the day. Okay, so that's for our doji candle. Okay, so if we understand the candles, the bearish candle and the bullish candle, so next we need to understand this, a very powerful one, the momentum of the candle. Okay, so like we said just now, the candle, so each candle actually has its own strength. Okay, Don't underestimate this candle. They actually carry us a lot of story. Okay, so we can look at the closing zones of the candles to determine the strength of the day. You see the thing I highlight here, the closing zones of the candles to determine the strength of the day. So each candle, basically we can divide it to 3 zones. Okay, whereby we have zone 1, the buyers are in control. Okay, zone 2 is an equal control, meaning to say buyer and seller is the same, equal. So zone 3 is the sellers in control. So people might be asking me, how do I determine the zone 1 or zone 2 or zone 3? Okay, easiest way is by following mathematics. What is the highest point and the lowest point? We divide by 3. Okay, so I have some illustration here. So there are 5 types of candle here. First one is the bullish candle. Second one is the bearish candle. Okay, so the third one is a doji. And then the fourth one is a bullish candle. And then the fifth one is a bearish candle. So from these candles, what we can do is we take the highest and also the lowest point and we divide by 3 equally. Okay, then we can see the 3 zones here. Zone 1, Zone 2, and also Zone 3. Okay, so when I mentioned that, we look at the closing zones for the candles to determine the strength of the day. Remember, just now we mentioned about the closing zones. If it's a if it's a bullish candle, the closing is above the opening. Okay, when it's a bearish candle, the closing is below the opening. Okay, so I'm going to give some examples in the next slide. Okay, now we understand the bullish and the bearish and then the momentum of the candle. So I'm going to talk through about the illustration here. So I have 4 examples here. Okay, then we have zone 1, zone 2, and also zone 3. Okay, remember zone 1 is a buyer in control. Okay, zone 2 is equal strength. Zone 3 is the seller is in control. Okay, so we look at the first example. Okay, so there's a purpose of me putting the animation to the candle. So if you see, this candle is actually appears from bottom to up, meaning to say it's a bullish candle whereby the opening is at the below, and then it go on the trading day it moves up. Okay, it moves up. So this is the closing. Okay, so this is a bullish candle because it closes in zone 1. Okay, it closes in zone 1. Zone 1, zone 2, and also zone 3. It closes in zone 1, and then like we mentioned just now, if it's in zone 1, meaning to say buyers are in control. In short, okay, in conclusion, meaning to say 9 o'clock when the market opens, everyone goes to buy this stock. Okay, so this is the opening. So at 5 p.m. when it closes above the opening price. Okay, so this is a bullish candle and it closed at zone 1. This is a closing, so it's a buyers in control. Okay, so for the second example, okay, we look at this. Okay, so this is also a bullish candle. So the opening zone, it closed at which zone? Is it zone 1 or zone 2 or zone 3? Okay, remember, if it's a bullish candle, the closing is above the opening. Okay, as long as it's green color, the closing is above. Okay, so in this context, it closes in zone 2. Okay, it closes in zone 2. So just now we mentioned in zone 2, what does it mean? It means equal buyer and seller for the day. Okay, so we look at the third example. Okay, so this candle actually closes in zone 1. Okay, remember, zone for the bullish candle, the closing is above the opening. So meaning to say, in short, maybe at 9 o'clock, this stock opening at this price. So to along the day, it goes up, go down, go up, go down, and then at 5 o'clock, it closes. It closes above the opening price. So that's why it's green color. It's a bullish candle. So when it closes in zone 1, what does it mean? It means that the buyers are in control. There's a lot of buyers today for this stock. Okay, so we refer to the last one, last candle. Okay, this is also a bullish candle because it's green and then the closing is above the opening. So when we look at this, which zone are it, is it closing at? Is it zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3? So here it closed at zone 3. So what does it mean when it closed at zone 3? When it closed in zone 3, meaning to say sellers are in control. There's a lot of sellers for this stock for the day. Okay. In layman term, maybe the stock opens at maybe let's say 1 ringgit. Okay. So along the day it go up to maybe 1.2, and then there's selling pressure pressing the stock price down to nearing its opening price. So it's basically sellers are in control. Okay, sellers are in control. Okay, so that's for the bullish candle. We move next to the bearish candle. Okay, so again, I have 4 examples also. Okay, I'm going to go quite fast on here. So this is a bearish candle because it's red, and then the opening is below the, the closing, the opening, the closing is below the opening, so it's bearish. So for this candle, it closing zone 3. Again, each candle, I'm going to draw take the highest point and the lowest point, divide by 3. So for this candle, it closing in zone 3. Okay, zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. So when it is in zone 3, meaning to say its sellers are in control. So for this stock, the whole day when it's opening, people sell until 5 o'clock, and it appears, the candle appears like this, meaning to say the whole day everyone is selling, nobody is buying. Okay, in sellers are in control. Okay, so for the second example, this is bearish candle. Which zone does it close at? Is it zone 2 or zone 3? It's zone 3. Okay, so when it's closed in zone 3, what does it mean? Sellers are in control. Okay, just need to remember zone 1 is buying, a buyer, zone 2 is equal, zone 3 is seller. Okay, look at the third example. So for this candle, okay, which zone does it close at? Okay, it closed at zone 2. Okay, so zone 2, what does it mean? It means that the equal buyer and seller for the day. Okay, and then last example. Okay, we look at last example. So this candle, which zone does it close at? Zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3? So we can see here, it closed at zone 1. So what does it mean from this candle? Zone 1 meaning to say there's a lot of buyers in control. So for example, when the market opens, everyone sell the stock, so it falls down, and then maybe something happened in between, or maybe they announce a quarterly report or some good news appearing. Okay, so people, okay, the investors come and buy and push the stock price up. Okay, and it closed at zone 1. So meaning to say, for this candle, zone 1, buyers are in control. Okay, so this is basically the momentum of the candle. Okay, bullish and also bearish. Okay, so for a quick conclusion, so for the price and volume, so what I said that price and volume are important because the price must match with the volume, and then volume confirms the price. So what does the volume actually do? So volume reveals the activity, whether it's a buying or selling. Okay, volume reveals the activity, whether they are buying or selling. So the price and volume must align, which aligns and tell us the story about the activity for the day. Okay, so when the stock price goes up, okay, it's basically because the demand is more than the supply. Okay, so we are using the supply and demand principle here. The stock price go up because demand is high. The stock price go down because the demand is low. Okay, so with the price and volume, we can predict the market trend. Okay, so just a quick example. For now, because of the war that we're having in Ukraine and also Russia, so the oil price is going up. Okay, and then also maybe because of the war, people need more oil and things like that lah. Okay, so just a quick just a brief example. Okay, and then the conclusion, not the so many conclusion. Okay, so the important thing of this slide is the price tells the part of the story. The price only tells us a part of the story, and then the volume completes the entire story. Okay, so that's why price and volume are equally important. Okay, so this is one example from the chart Nexus. Or maybe you can open in your trading platform and also your trading view. So the one below, the one that with the black and white here is actually the price. Okay, the volume is the one like the pinnacles are down here. They are calling the volume. Okay, so again, price and volume must align to tell the truth. Okay, very, very, very most important. If after these 2 hours you cannot learn anything, you just need to remember price and volume must align to tell the truth. Okay, this is the most important keyword. Okay, so we talk about the price volume analysis. Okay, just a brief one, the bullish candle, bearish candle, and then the momentum of the candle. Zone 1 is buyer, zone 2 is equal, and then zone 3 is seller. So now I'm going to talk about the how do we utilize the price volume analysis. Okay, so before that, I just need to talk about this person, the technical analysis pioneer, which is our Richard Wyckoff. So this man is actually quite good. I mean, not quite good. I mean, because he invented something, so he's like our master. Okay, so worth to mention his name. And then he actually writes a book. So just a quick conclusion on his books, because this is applies for all the technical analysis. So there are 3 fundamental laws of Wyckoff. Okay, so Wyckoff's chart-based method lies upon 3 fundamental laws that affect many sides of the analysis. So what does these fundamental laws tell us? Okay, they tell us actually we can decide the markets and individual stocks' potential future. So it helps us to select the best stock, analyzing the readiness of stock to leave the current trend, and also how the stock behaves in various trading ranges. Okay, so the 3 important laws I summarize to 3. Okay, the law of supply and demand. Okay, so when the demand is more than supply, the price goes up. Okay, so when the supply is more than demand, price goes down. Just a quick example. For example, for the Chinese New Year, okay, so the limao that we usually have, maybe it's just a normal price. But then when Chinese New Year comes, people want to buy the limao. So when the demand is high, the price also goes up. Okay, another example is like the Valentine's Day. Normally a bouquet of rose is maybe just around 10 to 20 ringgit. Okay, so when Valentine's come, suddenly there's a lot of demand for the roses, and then the price also goes up. Okay, and the second one, the law of cause and effect. Okay, so the bigger the cause, the bigger the effect. For example, the company announces huge quarter losses. I think this one, every investor, I think you feel this thing is because normally when the company announce huge quarter losses, on the next day, the stock price will get down and also continue to continue to fall. Okay, so the smaller the cost, the smaller the effect. For example, the company changes the company name, or they change the secretary or whatnot. So these are smaller costs which will not affect the stock price. Okay, the third one, the law of effort and result. Okay, so this actually aligns back to our price volume analysis. The price is the result, volume is the effort. Okay, so we're going to talk about these 3 in our next illustration. So for example, okay, so we have 4 cases here. So on top, this is the candle, and then below here is the volume. You see I've added an extra line here. It's actually average trading volume. So this is just an average trading volume. So if the volume is higher than the average trading volume, we assume that is a high volume. So if it's below the average trading volume, the line here, so we need to say it's low. Okay, so for our first case, for the bullish candle with a big volume, this is a bullish candle, and then the volume is huge because it's above the average trading volume. And then for the candle, it closes in zone 1. Okay, so we can say that the effort here is the volume. Effort matches with the result. Okay, so what's the verdict for the day? It's bullish, meaning to say for this candle from 9 until 5 p.m., a lot of buyer is buying this stock. As we can see from the volume here, everyone is buying, they push the stock price up. Okay, so the verdict for the day is bullish. This candle is bullish for the day. Okay, we move to the second case. For this case 2, We see this is a bullish candle also. However, the volume is small because it's below the average trading volume. Okay, so even though it closes in zone 1, it's a buyer in control, it's a bullish candle, but then because of the volume is small. Okay, so for me, for us, the effort does not match with the result. We put in so much effort. Okay, sorry, a lot of effort. Okay, effort is not put in, but then it shows a good result. Okay, so the effort does not match with the result. So the verdict of the day is anomaly. So we try to avoid. Okay, maybe because the stock is not active, and then there are some market maker or some people out there, they just want to make sure the price looks good. Okay, so they just use the money to buy up the volume. Sorry, to buy up the stock price, and then the volume is more. Okay, so for situation like this, I will treat it as an anomaly, so in which I will try to avoid. Okay. Okay, for the case number 3, so I'm showing a series of candle and a series of volume. Okay, so we can see this volume. This is a bearish candle, all closing at zone 3. Zone 3 meaning to say sellers are in control. You can see the volume. The volume is growing. Okay, so the candles are growing in tandem with the rising volume, meaning to say the selling, first day sell, second day sell, third day sell, fourth day also sell. See, the volumes are increasing. Okay, so all the candles are closing in zone 3. So the effort matches with the result, meaning to say the effort of these 4 days are all selling. So the verdict of the day, the verdict for the week is this is a very bearish trend. So we avoid, because from day 1 until day 4, the price is going down, is falling, and then the people who is selling is getting more and more. Okay, so we avoid. Okay, so we look at the case number 4. Again, there's a series of volume and also a candle. So there are 4 candles and then 4 volumes. So we can see that the candles growing daily meaning to say the gap is huge, is getting bigger and bigger. Candles growing daily with the volume dropping after the second day. You see the volume here is a lot above the trading volume, and then the second day is the highest, and then the third day suddenly the volume falls down. The volume falls down, but then the candles are going higher and higher. Okay, even though all the candles are closing in zone 1. Okay, so even though the candle is growing, the volume is not aligned. Okay, so my verdict for the week is anomaly, and we avoid. Okay, so normally in the technical analysis, for me myself, if there is something not aligned or there are some anomaly, I will try to avoid, because for me there are more than 1,000 stocks. Around 1,000 stocks in Malaysia if I add in the warrants and structured warrants. So there are a lot of stocks in Malaysia. So why am I focusing at something that is uncertain? Why not I focus on those I have more confidence in? Okay, so this is the 4 examples. And then, okay, so I'm going to talk about the examples. Talk about the examples. So please bear with me. These examples is not current. It's in 2017. Some of it is quite current. So we look at this one by one together. We just use what we have learned just now, the price volume analysis, and then also the zones and the momentum. Okay. So first we look at the volume. This is one of the stock technology stock in Malaysia, MMSB. So I'm only taking around 5 samples. I mean 5 highest volume. You can take more, no problem. Okay, I just take 5. You can see here the candle, the higher ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also then we look at the volume. Okay, so I call it as A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Then we look at the candle A. We look at the candle A. You see the candle is basically closed in zone 1. So what does it tell us? In this in this day A, okay, in this A, a lot of buying pressure. You see the volume is high. So what does this volume doing? They are actually buying the stock. They push the stock price up. Okay, so A, the candle A, it closed in zone 1. Zone 1 meaning to say buyers in control. Then we look at the B. You see the volume is so high. And then the candle closes in zone 1. So meaning to say buyers are in control. A lot of buyers are buying the stock. Okay. So for B candle, it also closed in zone 1. Then we go for our candle C. You see the volume is so high, meaning to say a lot of people buying, pushing the stock price up. Okay, the C closed in zone 1, and then D and E. Okay, I jump straight. Okay, for this candle D, okay, the one with the higher volume, not this one, the one with the tail, with the upper tail, longer upper tail, this one. So the volume is high. And then how do we determine the closing zone, the momentum? Again, the candle we divide to 3 areas. Okay, for example, the highest and the lowest, we divide by 3. So for this one, it closed at zone 2. Zone 2 meaning to say equal buying and selling pressure. Okay, and then we look at the candle E. Look at the volume, so high. Okay, and then this is a candle. You see, we need with the buying, the volume here is basically pushing the stock price up. Okay, so column the E, it also closes in zone 1. So we just take some distribution, some sample here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of people is buying and they are still holding. How can we come up with the conclusion that they are still holding? Because if they already sell the counter, we can expect a few candles close in zone 3 and with higher volume. Okay, so if I can just add up the candle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's quite high. So this story basically tells us this stock is in an uptrend. People is buying and they are still continue to buy. Okay, then we move to the second example. Okay, so for this FP group, also one of the technology counters in Malaysia. So I just take the highest of 5 points. Sorry, 5 volume, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So yeah, we look at the volume and also the price. Again, I label as A, B, C, D, E. Sorry. Okay, for this candle A, close in zone 1, buying pressure. Candle B, buying pressure, close because it closed at zone 1. The volume is quite high. C also the same, close in zone 1, buying pressure. So D also closed in zone 1, a lot of buying pressure. And then for column E, okay, it's an equal because it closed in zone 2. Okay, the buying and selling pressure is the same with high volume also. So what can we deduce or how can we interpret from this? So we can still say that a lot of people is buying and they are still holding. Okay, so we're expecting to see the stock continue to go up. Okay, next, this example for our Telecom Malaysia. Again, how we do it? Okay, we just look at we just take a few points from the ones with the higher volume. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one okay lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we look at the candle. Again, A, B, C, D, E. Then we look at this A. Okay. Again, how do we know the zones? The highest and the lowest divide by 3. So for this one, it normally from the naked eye, it closes at zone 3. Okay, selling pressure. So B also, okay, this is a one bearish candle. You see, in the at 9 o'clock, it's opening at around 3.6. And then when it closes at 5 p.m., it's 3.1. So meaning to say the whole day, when the market opens, people sell until 5 p.m. Okay, so the effort and the result is aligned, meaning to say B candle, a lot of people selling. Okay, so it closed at zone 3. And then for the candle C, you see is basically it closed at zone 1, buying pressure. And then D also zone 1 buying pressure, zone E also buying pressure. Okay, so meaning to say the stock is picking up momentum because day C, day D, and also day E, the volume is okay. The volume is quite high, and then they are buying. The investors are buying the stock and closes in zone 1. Okay, so from here, what can we deduce or what can we say? What can we interpret? So basically, I can say A and B selling volume is higher than C, D, and E. Okay, if we just add up, okay, A, B, you see, just by naked eye lah. From A, this is the selling volume. If we append, if we add up the selling and the of A and B is definitely higher than the buying for C, D, and E. So for me, it looks like there's a rebound here. Okay, so but then if you have another good counter, if you have another sample, or sorry, if you have another stock bank, we better choose another stock because the volume is, the selling is still there. Okay, then we look at this one, pharma, one of the pharmaceutical companies in Malaysia. Again, we picked around five candles, sorry, 5 volumes, which is quite high. Okay, then we look at the price. Okay, candle A, we look at the volume. Woo, high volume, close in zone 1. So meaning to say, 9 o'clock in the morning, it opens at 1.04. Okay, and then along the day, people push, a lot of buyers come and buy, maybe announce a result, or there are some good things, some good news, push and close at 1.3, around 1.3. Okay, so candle A close in zone 1. Then we look at the candle B. You can see this is a very, very bearish candle. And we look at the volume, it's actually higher than the buying volume. Okay, notice the candle A and B. Notice the candle B is higher than the candle A. So close in zone 3, buyers in control. We look at candle C. Candle C also, seller is close in zone 3. Okay, close in zone 3, sellers in control. Okay, zone 2. Okay, I should be around zone 3 if we divide to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay lah, zone 2, zone 3 close enough lah. Okay, then zone D and also zone day D and also day E. Day D quite straightforward, close in zone 1, buyers in control. But we look at day E. You see the volume is so high and it's a bearish candle. You imagine, okay, for this E candle, the volume is higher than day D, meaning to say those, okay, we can interpret those buying in day D, maybe they already sell in day E because the volume is so high. Okay, so what can we interpret from this chart? So A's volume had been covered by B's selling volume. Okay, for day A and also day B, you see A's buying pressure, A's buying volume, and also B's selling volume. So we can say that A's buying volume had been covered by B's selling volume. Okay, C's closing in zone 2 while D is an anomaly. You see the anomaly, why I say is anomaly, because the volume, we just need a little effort to push the stock price more than 10%. So for me, it's an anomaly. By right, if you want to push the stock price, I would prefer with huge volume to push the stock price up. Not a little effort. We need more effort. We need more volume. Okay. So E selling pressure is high. E, we see the volume, the volume and the stock, the volume is so high, and then it's a bearish candle. So overall, pharma is still in a selling pressure. Okay. So yeah, this is the example I give. So how we can do things like this is you just take your technical chart. Maybe you just open for half year or 1 year. You look at those with the higher volume. Okay, you can see whether it's a selling or buying pressure. Okay, we can also look from the trend also. Okay, so this we talk about price volume analysis, and then also how to utilize the PVA. Okay, actually these examples I give a few in my blog. Maybe you can find out in my blog. Okay, I also use a price volume analysis. Basically, we can use it to determine whether the stock is going up or down. Okay, so third, we're going to talk about other technical indicators. Okay, so other technical indicators for me, the most useful is a support and resistance. It is the most useful one of the indicators that we have. Okay, so support resistance, I'm not going to go much about this. So it's a point where the supply meets the demand. Okay, what is a support? Support is a price level where the share price falls to a point till it temporarily stops falling. That's a support. Okay, this is a support. Temporarily stops falling. We didn't say that it stops falling. It just temporarily stops falling. Okay, so after that, either it continues to fall or sideways or rebound. Okay, so resistance is the opposite. Okay, the stock price rises to a level until it temporarily stops rising. So from that, they will decide either to rise again, to go sideways, or to fall. Okay, so for easy illustration, we're going to use the concept of the ceiling and floor. Okay, so very easy one. So imagine this is an ABC condominium. There are 5 floors. G1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, in Malaysia, we don't have number 4. We call it 3A. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3A. Okay, because 4 kan, nobody wants to die. Okay, so this is the ceiling. Okay, ceiling. And then for level 1, 2, 3, and 4, this ceiling is, okay, for this line, this ceiling is level 3 ceiling and it is level 4 floor. Okay, so for the line here, 1, 2, 3, 4 is actually acts as a floor and also as ceiling. Okay, so imagine this one person here in a level 2. If it wants to go up to level 3, cool, so it need to break the resistance, need to break the ceiling in order to come to floor number 3. So it needs to break the ceiling, which is the ceiling here is resistance. Okay, if this person wants to go down to level 1, it need to break the support, it need to drill, okay, break the support and falls down to level 1. Okay, so ceiling is a resistance, floor is a support. So we move this context to the price, to the chart. So this is one of the stock, SCGM, one of the plastic in Malaysia, plastic packaging, and then also venturing into mask. Okay, so I draw the support and resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, this is our condominium level G 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I just illustrate from the stock here. Let's say here this is a resistance. The stock tries to break the resistance but cannot. Try to break the resistance, but then not enough power, so it falls down to the ground again, to the floor, which is to the support. Then it tries again to break this resistance, but try to break, cannot. Try to break again, cannot. Then fall down to the support because it tried to fight very hard, but then the fight is not successful, so it fall down, rest a bit. Then later continue to fall down again, fall down to another support, level G support. Then it rise again. Okay, if you have enough rest, okay, minum baik-baik, makan baik-baik, badan sudah sehat, so you try to break again. Use your energy to break. Okay, break successful. You can see the volume here. Or breaking successful. Then go to another support. Go to another resistance. Try to break it, but unsuccessful. Come back to the support to rest again. Then try to break again. Successful. You can see the volume here. Successful, going up to the next resistance. Oh, tak cukup power, not enough power, so you fall down again, fall down to the support. Okay, then you try to break again. Oh, unsuccessful. Fall down again. So you can see the stop price at here. So basically it stops here, temporarily stops falling, and then decides its next direction, whether to fall again or to rise up or to go sideways. So in this case, falls again to the next support and fall again to the lower support. Then rest again and go up. Okay. So this is basically how the support and resistance work. And this is another stock for Yinsen. Again, we draw the lines and then we give it a G level G 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we started off compiling. Okay, collect all your power, try to break. break the resistance or continue to break until this point, not enough power, then you fall down, you rest. Try to break again, not successful, then you fall down to the support. Try to break again, not successful, then you fall down. Fall, you meet you break the support, and supported here. Then you try to rise again. Rise up to the challenge. Break the resistance, break the resistance, break the resistance. Unsuccessful, fall down to the support. Try again. Apu, not successful. You fall again to the support. Fall again to the lower support. And try to rise again. Rise again. Kena ceiling, tak successful. Fall down. Try again, tak successful, then you fall down. Okay, so this is basically the principle of the support and resistance. So next, we're going to talk about how to draw the most effective support and resistance. Okay. Okay. So when we connect 2 points together, we can draw a line. Okay. This is what my math teacher teach me. So how do I draw a line? 2 points, I connect with 1 line. Okay. So if the line connects more dots, then the support or resistance will be more solid. Okay. If I have 3 or 4 lines together, when I draw the line, it connects more dots, then it's a more solid support and resistance. Okay, so we can draw a lot of supports and resistance on the chart. Like for example, the chart just now, we can actually draw a lot of lines. Okay, but then our advice is stay simple. Always remember, if a line connects more dots, and it will be a good support or resistance. Stay simple. Don't complicate yourself, because I've seen a few people's chart. Wow, a lot of lines, a lot of floor, a lot of ceilings is like a KLCC tower already, a lot of floors. Okay, so stay simple. Connect the line which connect more dots. Okay, then that's my support and resistance. Okay, so if a resistance had been broken, then it will be a support. Okay, so if we align back with what we learned just now, price volume analysis. So if the resistance had been broken, a resistance broken with a high volume, so meaning to say the breakout is successful and it can be a solid support. Okay, so normally I'll advise to use a duration of half year to 1 year to draw the support and resistance. Okay, so I'm going to go through a step by step. It's already okay, step by step. So first we adjust the duration to the chart, duration of the chart to normally half year to 1 year, and then we draw the highest point to lowest point from left to right. Okay, from the chart, highest point, lowest point, left to right. So always remember, okay, if our line connects more points, then it is a valid line. Okay, just like the example here, we have a Superman with the ceiling and also the floor. Okay, so for this example, we look at this stock or ASEAN Cash. Remember, we draw from the highest point from the chart. Okay, this is basically around like, okay, this is already more than 1.5 years. Highest line, then the lowest line. Okay, you see this lowest line, why do I draw here? Because it connects 2 points. Okay, 2 points here. And then after that, from left to right, I try to draw more lines. Okay, this, because it connects more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I can basically draw another line because it connects more points. Okay, so this is how we can draw our support and resistance. Okay, so I only have one example here. If we have more time later, I can show another example. Okay, so this is how we draw the support and resistance line. Okay, so this is support and resistance is the first indicator. So next, I'm going to talk about Fibonacci retracement. Okay, this Fibonacci retracement is actually a very important, a very useful ratio, which we can use to identify the potential reversal of levels. So there are some samples here. I mean, the analogy, why do we come up with the 62%, 50%, 38%, all this? So I'm going to skip this. So I'm going to teach how do we use a Fibonacci retracement. Okay. Okay. For example, for this top graph. Okay. So I'm going to use this to show how can we draw a Fibonacci retracement. So first, we spot from the beginning, from the highest point. So in this chart, the highest point is around 9.4. So from the highest point, and then the ending is at the lowest point. And I'm going to drag in my chart nexus, I'm going to draw down. Later, I'm going to show, drag from up, highest point, draw to the lowest point. Then later 0% on top and then 100% at the bottom. So look at the Fibonacci ratios. As we can see here, this is the Fibonacci 0, 23, 38, 50, 61, and 78. So if we can look at it properly, they actually help us to draw the the support and resistance. You see this 23.6, it connects 3 points, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 points. And then this also another point, another point, another point, another point. So Fibonacci retracement is can be a good indicator for support and resistance. Okay, yeah, you can just see from what I have drawn here. Okay, so later I'm going to show example after I finish my slide. Okay, so next, so why do I mention that the correction in 2020 is a good opportunity 2 years ago? Okay, why is it a very good opportunity? It's because due to COVID-19. Okay, in COVID-19, a lot of stock retrace fall to the bottom and then they rise again. So I just take for one example. Okay, we look at a few. We look at our index FBM KLCI and also one of the stock two stocks, Maybank and also Nestle. Okay, so if we look at this area here, in March 2020, you see because of COVID affecting the whole world, so all the stocks fall down. Okay, but then after it fall down, then it pick up the momentum to go up again. Remember, whatever falls down will go up. Whatever goes down will goes up. Okay, so COVID is a good opportunity for us. Okay, so yeah, so other technical indicators. So just now we talked about support resistance and also the Fibonacci. Okay, so how can we operate a price volume analysis and also together with other technical indicators? So here is about combining what we have learned just now, the price volume analysis, support resistance, and also Fibonacci. Okay, but before that, I just want to mention about these two things: strategy and also operation. Okay, strategy is something very subjective. Strategy is, we can know the strategy, buy low, sell high. It's all very theoretical. Everyone knows that in order for us to earn profit in the stock, we know we need to buy low, sell high, no problem. Everyone knows that. The only difference is when we are in operation. When you are in front of your laptop, you are trying to key in the buy, to hit the enter button, buy or sell. That is subjective and it differs from everyone. Okay, for example, I can tell my friend, say, okay, later when Bursa stock falls to, later when Maybank stock falls to 8 ringgit, we buy together. I tell my friend. Okay, my friend said, okay, no problem. 8 ringgit, we kill 8 ringgit, we buy in together. Okay, when Maybank really falls to 8 ringgit, okay, maybe I already key in already 8 ringgit, I will buy. Then my friend, maybe he wants to go for, he wants to have a vacation or he wants to get married already. Then he needs the money. When the stock price maybe fell to 8 ringgit, he said, hey bro, cannot lah. I need the money to go kawing already, so I cannot buy. So strategy, me and him is aligned. We want to buy Maybank when it falls to 8 ringgit. In terms of operation wise, it differs from everyone. Okay, it differs from everyone. So normally we have the strategy, the operation is individualistic. It all depends on each people. Okay, so now the strategy for what we have learned just now. Okay, so for the retracement, okay, I actually skip a few things here. Okay, for Fibonacci, we concentrate at the stock falls to 50 or 62%. Okay, whatever goes up, when it falls down to half, it will be in my radar. Okay, so I will advise, if the Fibonacci retracement fall to 50 or 62%. Yeah, sorry, I forget to charge my laptop. Sorry. Okay, when it falls to 50 or 62%, then we can be aware, we can be alert. Okay, together with the price volume analysis, what we have learned just now, if the candles are growing together with the growing volume, this is the one what we want. Okay, our strategy is when the stock retrace to 50 or 62%, okay, and then the volume starts to pick up, showing good momentum. Okay, then how can we operate? Okay, so let's say we already aimed some stock falls to 50%. Okay, the volumes are going up, everything looks good. Then we buy, we have the first bullet. If it fails, there are two outcomes. Either our strategy fail or our strategy is success. So if let's say if it fails, okay, the stock price is Fibonacci 50%, and then price volume is going good, but then still it fails because there's no confirm 100%. Okay, so when our strategy falls, when our strategy fails, so it can either we cut loss or we average down. Okay, so now remember cash is king. So in this turbulent market, okay, there's a lot of uncertainty will happen. Okay, maybe later there will be another war somewhere. Someone triggered someone triggered Russia, not happy, then war again. Okay, just for example. So it's important for us to save our cash. So normally what I tell everyone is, you cannot sekaligus or one go invest all your money. In this market situation, it's better that we divide our bullets. Okay, maybe let's say you have a 50K. So what you can do is you can focus on one stock. Maybe you can divide to around like 2 or 3 bullets, up to you. So it all depends on your strategy. Okay, so when it's successful, when our strategy, we buy Fibonacci 50%, and then the price volume is going good, and it successful break out all the resistance and all-time high. If it's a success, you can take profit or you can continue to hold. And this is a general strategy and operation. It all differs to how your own strategy. Okay, so for this example, okay, I'm going to have a few live example later. Okay, for this stock, plantation stock, for this Eno. Okay, so how do we draw the Fibonacci retracement? We come back to the pre-COVID. Okay, the COVID, whereby the stock price fall until, I can say this is a reset level, meaning to say what have happened in the past, kita biarkan, we don't need to care. This is the reset button. So we start from here, we draw up for this Fibonacci, the highest point and the lowest point we draw down, and then we can see the 0% on top, 23, 38, 50, 62, 76. So you can see from this chart, okay, it almost helps us to draw a good support resistance already. So this is the March 2020. Okay, you see, hit the resistance. Okay, successful breakout, hit again, fall down. Hit, try challenge again. Okay, challenge first time not successful, fall down, rest a bit. Try to hit again, then okay, successful breakout, hit the next resistance and fall down to the support, resting. Try to challenge again, successful a bit, sideways, then fall down again to the support, rise again, and then rise. This is a successful breakout. We can see the volume here. See the volume. If you compare this volume in 2021 April, whereby that time the CPO price all going up, you compare the volume here and also here. If you know this volume, you can know, oh, this will be a successful breakout. This will be a successful breakout. You see, from 1.08 rise up to 1.28. Okay, here not successful, then try challenge again, not successful, then fall down to the support, fall down again to the next support, which is around 0.94, then try again. Okay, so this is a one sample for Eno. So I'm going to show a few examples here. Okay. I'm going just to show a few examples. I have the ETS portion. We look at samples of, okay, the one that in the highest radar now. Let's look at the technology ones, the VTROX. Okay, again, the reset. Remember the reset point that I mentioned just now, which is in March 2020. Okay, this is the point. This is the point. So I take this as a reset point. So I will draw my Fibonacci retracement. If I think it's the same for all the platform. So for ChartNexus, it's up here, Fibonacci retracement. I take the highest point, I draw down to the lowest point, which to my reset point. Okay, I zoom it in a bit. Okay, so imagine if we buy around this price, no one will ever buy at the lowest point. Okay, so just for example, let's say we buy here, so the stock price goes up at this support point, sorry, at this resistance in Fibonacci is 76. So it goes up again to the support, to the resistance, try to break out, not successful, fall down, resting, and then try to break again. So I just, okay, try to break out again. Okay, fall to the support, break out, successful, try to challenge, but not successful, then fall down to the support, try to challenge, not successful, support, and then here, break out, successful, you can see the volume here, break out until to this point, not successful, then fall down. Okay, because I know that technology stock, they are having a retracement. Okay, so our strategy is, for example, for this VTROX, just like I mentioned about 50% and 62%, right? So maybe at 50%, we can aim one bullet. Okay, we can aim one bullet here. When the stock price falls to 50% from the highest point, we can aim one bullet here. Second is at the 62%. Okay, at this point. If you have more bullets, maybe you can divide to 3. Maybe it falls down to 68%, you can have another bullet. I mean, don't do one go. Maybe 50%, you sekaligus hentam. Don't do that. We try to avoid that. We divide our bullets because now the market is very turbulent with the Fed rate, which announced previously last few days, and then also the Malaysia politics also, and the COVID cases. So do not sekaligus, don't shoot everything in one go. We divide our bullets. Okay, so maybe 50%. My advice is 50%. We shoot our first bullet. 62%. We shoot our second bullet. At least we average down. Okay, so you see now VTROX is trying to at the 62 here, then it tries to go up. And look at another technology counter we have. Look at Penta. So again, we take the reset point, which happens in 2020. Can see this stock is actually in uptrend, and then due to COVID, it falls up to lowest 1.6. So again, for Fibonacci retracement, we take from the highest point, we draw down to the lowest point, and then we zoom in. And then, okay, due to the current situation, so the stock price is falling down. Okay, so at 50%, we can, 50%, we can shoot our first bullet here. And then at 62, we can shoot our second bullet. If you have more bullets, okay, this is just illustration purpose because we never know when is the lowest. This Fibonacci is just ngam, okay, coincidentally. So this is a good about Fibonacci. It can somehow tells us which is a support point and also the resistance. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it applies on every stock. It all depends on our strategy. Okay, so at 78%, okay, it falls up to here. You can see the support here, 2.7. It comes to this point and then it tries to rebound. Okay, so still come back to my strategy. When Fibonacci, when it falls up to 50%, 62%, first bullet, second bullet. Okay, first bullet and second bullet. Okay, so if imagine those who buy at 50% and 62%, okay, your average price is maybe around, yeah, 3 point something, 3.9 or 3.8. Maybe next week we can see it successfully go up to 4. We never know. Okay, so this is what the points that we can carry. I mean, according to this strategy, Fibonacci retrace to 50 or 62%, then coming together with the price volume analysis, and then yeah, we can operate by following this way. Okay, so I give 2 examples. I think that's enough. Okay, we have 45 minutes left. So I'm going to introduce the Bursa Equity Trading Simulator. So I think thanks to Bursa, they actually introduced an equity trading simulator for those who haven't really have experience to go and trade or to buy in the stock market. I think Bursa had a good initiative by introducing equity trading simulator for those before you enter the war. Okay, before you enter the war, you try to rehearse first. Okay, so for this is the website, bursaacademy.bursa marketplace. I'm going to bring the picture of my slide here. Okay. Okay. So in order for you to have the simulator, first you must have the Bursa Academy account. You must register first your own account, log in with your register name, email, and also your password. So once you have this, then you hit the submit button. And you can see here, there's a simulator here, simulator on top here. So the home markets, learn, news, events, and simulator. So there's a lot of things to explore here. So take your time, half an hour a day, just to explore all the informative information here. Okay, it's a lot useful. Okay, it's just like a DIY. It's just you spend your time, go and read whatever is inside here. So for this simulator, we press the simulator button, then it will bring up to another window. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so I come back to my slide. Okay, there are a few things that I would like to walk everyone through. Okay, so you see the exact platform the same here. So what we have is, okay, there are control panels on the first panel here, the black one. This is called control panel. Second is the highlight. If you see, we have a Bursa, the price, is it go up or down, how many points, and then how many trading volume, how many trade volume being traded, and the price. So this, the second one is a highlight. Okay, here is a highlight, and then here we have a layout 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a save button. Okay, the third one we want to know is the window. You see there are 3 windows here. One, which is a quote screen, analysis chart, and the stock info. So this we call it as window 1, window 2, and window 3. Okay, and then if you're familiar with Google Chrome or the Internet Explorer or your browser, so there are tabs here. You see, for this window, there are 1 tab called quote screen. You can add a lot of tabs in your windows. Okay, for this analysis chart, for example, you want to put in your order pad inside here, also can, no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to go through. Remember the control panel, highlight, windows, and also tabs. So my topic about ETS will be covering all this. Okay, so there are important signs that we need to remember. I'll go through later. I mean, just for everyone's view. So in the, you see, for each window, there are a few signs that we need to know. For example, the pop out. So what does the pop out means? If you see the arrow, meaning to say from one window, it pop out to another floating pop up. Okay, so this, if you see this sign, is a combine. It's combined with the main tab. Okay, and then we have the full window, just like our normal window browser. Full window and then floating window. Okay, and then we have collapse and also expand. Okay, so these are the important ones. And then I'm going to walk through so there are 5 things I'm going to share today. How to change the layout to the preferred look, and why the preferred layout is important. And second way is how do we change the window color, how to add the stocks to our watch list, how to add in the technical indicators to our technical analysis, and also how to buy and sell. Okay, so I'm jump straight to my the simulator today. Okay, if you notice, because today is Saturday, the market is not active. There's no market for Saturday. So yeah, this is the one. Okay, so I'm going to go through the control panel. The control panel. Okay, the control panel above here, quote, watch list, stock info, start, buy, sell, news, analysis, market, order book, portfolio settings, calculator logout. Before we touch anything, first we must set our layout. How do we want it to be? So we'll go to the settings here. So you can see there's a layout, user interface, UI, font or trade. Okay, so first you must choose your feng shui first. How you like it to be? Is it 3? Is it 1? Is it 1 on top and 3 box below, or 4x4? Okay, so you can choose whatever you like. Okay, for this, for the purpose, I'll choose this one, which the one big one at the bottom and on top, and then the 3 small at the bottom. Okay, so we apply. Once we tekan apply, once we press on apply, so it will force to the one we have here. Okay, so this is the how we set up our layout. You can just play around and choose which one you like the best. Okay, and then next, okay, do you see that there's a color? Okay, now the layout I choose, there are 4 windows. Remember I say window, this is the first window, second window, intraday chart, market depth, the third window, and the order path, the 4th window. Okay, you see on the right, on top right here, there is a color here, green color, green color, green color. Okay, so what does this green color means? This means whatever I choose in the main tab, okay, it will follow. For example, now I press Asia, capital A. You see the chart here, and then also the market depth all change to a capital A. Okay, and also the order path. Again, I press, for example, I choose top growth. I tekan double click top growth. You see the intraday chart. All these are put in green color. Okay, so this is why the importance of the green. For example, now I choose one. Okay, intraday chart. I do not want to see intraday chart. I put it as a group 1. I put as red color. Okay. Okay, if you see for this chart, basically you didn't see anything. Is because today is Saturday, there's no market, so there is no intraday chart. Intraday chart is from what happening between 9 until 5 p.m. But Saturday, there's no market, so we cannot see anything here. So now I try to change this color to red. Now, meaning to say this main tab above here, and then also the market depth tab, a window, and also the order path, it is green color, meaning to say it's aligned. And then this is the anomaly here because I changed to red. So when I click, okay, public ban. So what changes is only the green color. And then this intraday chart didn't change because I put the color to red. Okay, this might be useful is, okay, I change back to green. Okay, so I change sign property. Okay, you see now 5288 is changed to the sign property. So why this is important is because sometimes when you want to trade, you want to look at market, you want to look at overall market. For example, FBM/KLCI. You want to see whether the momentum for the FBM/KLCI is going up or down. Okay, so that's why you have you can play around with the color. Okay, so from top here we have the quote, watch list. So okay, now okay, I have a few things here. Look at my first tab, my first window here, my quote screen. I can add a few tabs to it. For example, I click on the chart. I have the analysis chart. I just press. You see, there's a floating window. There's a floating window here. So you see the color is yellow, meaning to say it's not tagged, it's not tied to any of the window. So okay, for example, I want to look at one stock. For example, I look at Bursa. I just press Bursa, type Bursa. And nothing happens. I think because of the, okay, it's okay. But when we press Bursa, it will be coming out. And then we can see whether we're on the daily chart, weekly chart, also monthly chart. I think this is most effective when we are testing during the trading days. Okay, so now remember, this is what I say. The important sign, this is maximize, make it full screen, or we minimize it. And then this is the window. This is the important signs I showed just now. This is to insert it to a main tab, which it already enters to the main tab. So I can have a few things also. I can have the news. I just go to Bursa, news. I click on the Bursa and it appears at the floating window. And I can pressing this button, okay? Absorb to the main tab. So in my tab now there's 3 windows, okay? So this is how we can actually fully maximize what we have, okay? So you can explore around. We have the market depth or the stock info or historical data. Now I'm pressing the one, the stock info. You can have all the information about the stock. For example, what's the name? What index does it fall to? Okay, and then we have the times and sales, and then the business done, the price distribution. Toward on this day, 0.56, there's a lot of buyer or seller, so we can look at that. Okay, so you can also make sure that it goes to the main tab. Okay, so this app is actually quite useful. So when I press on the public bank, so everything changed to a public bank. Okay, the intraday chart, because of the color is I already tagged everything to the green color. Okay, so for DNEX, yeah, so my stock info or trade is also changed to DNEX. Okay, there's another thing that I like to share. Okay, just now, okay, we mentioned about change window color. Okay, done. So add in the stocks to our watch list. Okay, now if you look at the watch list, there's a create watch list here. Reason quote is what you have explored just now. Okay, we can press the create watch list. Okay, please enter watch list name. For example, let's say I want to look have a furniture watch list. Furniture. I press OK. Okay, so they said new watch list furniture had been added. So I go to code screen. So I press in my symbol. For example, I look at the stock Lihen. Okay, so with this, I right click. This is Lihen stock. Okay, so when I right click it, I'll say the buy, sell, or revise, cancel. Then I add to watch list. So the watch list that I have just added just now, okay, as of the time being, I only have one furniture. So I just add in furniture. I press add. Stock has been successfully added to the watch list. Okay, so I add another one. For example, for Po Huat, I right click, add to watch list. I add to furniture, add. Okay, added to the watch list. So how do I view? This is how I add in. Right click, go to add. But before you add into the watch list, you must rename your watch list. Okay, so next I'm going to go to watch list and I say view watch list. The first one is the furniture. Okay, so this is the watch list that I have just now, the furniture, Lihen and also Po Huat. Okay, this is my watch list. So you can see this window color is red. So it's not tied to any of the window. So I can just fully put it on the tab and I can see. So let's say if I were to choose, for example, I want to choose between these two stock, Lihen and Po Huat. How do I determine which one I want to buy? So what you can see, and then maybe at the same time, you want to see whether the whole day the market, is it the whole FVMKLCI, is it red or is it under selling pressure or something happened? So you can go through the, maybe you can click on the, you can press the FVMKLCI. Sorry, you can go to the analysis chart here. You can just bring around, you make it floating, and then you can press, you can look at the chart FVMKLCI. Or because this chart here is a real time, because today is Saturday, market does not open, so we cannot see anything here. Okay, so you can have your floating window here, FVMKLCI. If let's say today FVMKLCI is already falling 30 points, okay, maybe you think, oh, when the market is going down, this is my opportunity to buy. So you look at your furniture windows and you can decide, oh, which one you want to buy. Okay, maybe Lihen and Po Huat, you think the valuation, maybe Lihen is now quite cheap, and then they are going to have bonus issue coming soon. Okay, you can just press. Okay, press, and then okay, then here is an order pad here. Okay, with the Bursa simulator here, we are given virtually 100,000 Okay, 100,000 in your account, so you can buy. Okay, so this is a stock price Lee Hand. So price, the action is I want to buy or sell, the order type, and then the quantity, how much you want to buy. Okay, and then the validity is day. Okay, so you can just press buy. I'm not going to try here. Better we try on the weekdays. Okay, when they are trading hours. I think in the next few sessions together with Live Champ, they're going to have sessions live on weekdays, so we can try. So this is how we can actually use the floating and also the color for our investment. Okay, to buy and sell. Okay, so just now we walked through a few things. We walked through layout, window color, watch list, technical indicators. Sorry for the technical indicators. I think because there's no, it's not because the chart is a real time. So I think today there's no market, so we cannot.
Yeah, no market. That's why I can't see the charts.
Yep. Okay. So if yes, it's basically just the same as if you're opening your trading view, because this is also for the simulator, the chart is taken from trading view. So if you are familiar with trading view, it's just the same thing. Okay, you can change your chart to candle, line, bar chart, and then what indicators you want to add in: Bollinger Band, MACD, RSI, everything is here. You want to look at daily chart, okay, or you want to look at monthly chart, minute chart, up to you. It can be done. Okay, just the important things that we want to I mean the key takeaway point is the color, that I want everyone to know that there are such good function that we have. Okay, and then also the tabs, you can open a lot of tabs, just like your Google Chrome, you can open a lot of tabs. Okay, the stock info, okay, the watch list, yeah, the order status. So these are things worth to explore. So take your time, maybe 30 minutes to if you are not familiar with the trading platform. I think Bursa had done a very good job for us to simulate without using our real hard-earned money. They give us 100K for you to buy, for you to test out your strategy, for you to test out your heart. Okay, if the stock price fall, how do you feel? Okay, so this is actually good simulator platform. But before you want to use this platform, I mean the simulator, you need to register an account with Bursa Academy. Okay, so with this, okay, so just now I forget to mention about the layout. Okay, so we have we can save up to 5 layouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so with this you can just save. There's a diskette here. If you don't know what is a diskette, meaning to say you are generation Z. Okay, so the diskette here is for us to save what is the layout that we want. Okay, and then there's a real time there's a real time on or off, and then there's a Wi-Fi signal, whether the Wi-Fi signal is strong or not. Okay, whenever you don't know what is this thing, you just mouse over, you wait for around 2 or 3 seconds. If that nothing happen, you can just click, oh, this is index. Okay, then what is this number? This is a trading total volume, and then we have total value, and then this is number of trades. Okay, so this is at this highlight basically shows what is happening on the market. So yesterday there are 48% of the counters going up, which is 425. 52 counters, 52% of an overall market force, which equivalent to 468 counters. And then we have 448. See, mouse over, nothing happened. I tekan 448, no unchanged, and then 980 is untraded. So these are the portfolios. Okay, so in this platform, let's say if you are investing in, okay, in this here, you can see Bursa. So if you're investing in other market, when we press the Bursa, you can see maybe SGX, Hong Kong. Yeah, but for this simulated, it's only custom made for Bursa Malaysia. So when we press, then we have the Bursa here. So it pop up another window. Okay, we have all the market summary. Then we can include in our main tab. Yeah, so we have all the things. So when you are investing, you can just press the market summary and you can see everything. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think that's what I just a little bit sorry, because for the technical indicators is a real time, so we don't have a real time today, so I cannot show. So I think I covered the layout, window color, watch list, and also buy and sell. Yep, I think, yeah, Shane, is 11:35. I pass back to you for Q&A.
All right, thank you so much, Johnny, for showing us how do we operate Bursa Academy's equity trading simulator. So guess that many of you here will be familiar with how to operate the platform. In fact, this platform is powered by the end-to-end software. So if you are using end-to-end software in your with your brokers, so it would be similar. But if you're not using end-to-end or you're new to trading, then you definitely need to explore equity trading simulator, because if it gives 100,000 virtual cash for us to trade, and then the price feed is real time. Okay, real time price feed is actually very expensive, so you can only get it at Bursa Malaysia's platform. Yeah, so Bursa Malaysia invested a lot of resources to make this happen for all the retail investor, so you can practice trading in the market using the virtual money, so without risking your hard-earned money. So you can use equity trading simulator. All right, so if you have any questions for our speaker today, you may write in a Q&A box. Yeah, I think I have addressed quite a number of them. Yes, using Bursa Academy equity trading simulator is free. In fact, all the resources on Bursa Academy is free of charge. All right, and then you can access from your mobile phone. You just need to open your browser on your mobile phone. So today, because today is because it's non-training day, so the chart don't function because there's no live feed. So, but if you can register today, then you can try it on weekday during the market hours. Then you can see your orders match. Of course, right now the orders type is a limit order, and I think you can only do a day order, cannot do good till date. Right. So that's the function right now. All right. So I see the panel have a lot of questions right now.
I'm also trying to answer a few by typing the answer.
I saw you reply some questions already. So let me see. Beng Hin would like to ask, a volume achieved in a day might not be sustainable for the subsequent days. As such, shall we take the average volume to make decisions for buying?
Yes, I think we can take the average volume and also to align together with our support and resistance. I think that is how we can combine, because normally one indicator doesn't tell us much information. If we combine together with the other indicators, I think we can get a firmer answer and a more solid answer to support our own point. But it all comes back to what is the reason of you buying or selling. Because for my trading philosophy, the reason you buy is the reason you sell. For example, I see that this stock is performing, and then based on the technical chart, everything is showing me bullish, so I buy in. I buy in because they are showing me the technical indicators are all bullish, so I buy in. Okay, so when it turns out to be the stock suddenly falls to bearish, it already forfeit my reason of buying, so I will be selling. So it all comes back to your reason. But to answer you, let's align back together with other indicators for us to do a better judgment and better decision.
Okay. Just now you share with us how do we see the price and volume, right? Could you share with us like how do we react the next day after we see this?
Okay, so I'll come back to the slide just now. If you feel that, okay, that only mentions what happened for the day. Okay, on the next day, if let's say you're under selling pressure, and for me, we avoid. Okay, if you see something wrong, something you're not feeling happy, you don't like it, and then let's say if your reason of buying is due to technical reasons, I mean the chart reasons showing you bullish, but then you saw some anomaly. Okay, if you saw some anomaly, and we avoid. So that's what I would do in the next day.
Okay, so Raj would like to ask, when Fibonacci analysis is performed, should it be based on daily, weekly, or monthly candles?
Okay, it can be done on daily, weekly, or monthly. No problem. For example, let's show one example. I show one. Okay. Okay. Just now we draw analysis on Penta. Okay, I come back to this example again, Fibonacci. I draw from, this is a daily chart from highest to lowest. Okay, so now this is daily chart. I change it to weekly. You can see the point is almost the same because we are not changing the chart. We're just changing the to monthly, to weekly, and to daily. You see the lines are almost it is the same. Okay, it's just the chart, the candle pattern being squeezed into weekly. So it's basically the same. So we can use it for monthly, weekly, or daily, up to you can. But if we use it if we put it to daily chart, we can see more patterns. We can see how many, we can see, this is the point. So how frequent is it? How frequent is the chart touching this support or resistance? So it's basically the same, Raj.
Okay. So Priscilla, I would like to ask, when we draw Fibonacci retracement, is it the same if we drag it from top to bottom or bottom to top? You know, what difference does it make?
Okay, let's try an error. It's basically the same. Let's say now, because, okay, why we draw from top to bottom is because we want to see the stock price, how much had it been retraced. So now, for example, this Penta go up to 100, go up to the highest point, it already retraced 20%. So in terms of mathematics, it retraced 23% from the top. It retraced 38% from the top. It retraced 50%. So if I draw from bottom to up, sorry, sorry, press again.
Yeah, you want to remove the drawings, but then accidentally close the chart.
Yes. Okay, it's okay. Okay.
You are still on VTROX, it's not on Penta.
Yeah. Want to clean. Oh, okay. This is from top to bottom. You can see the numbers. It retraced 23%, 50%, 62%, 78% from top. If I draw from bottom to the top, the lines are the same. It's just your explanation is different. Okay, this one is I can say it retraced. It's the same spot, just the explanation is different. But for this, if we want to catch a stock which is falling, it's from top to bottom, and the explanation will be it falls 23% from the top. So if we were to enter this stock, we will prefer the stock which falls 50% from the top. So if we draw from bottom to top or top to bottom, it's the same line still applies, but just the explanation is different. So for in this bullish stock, we want to go in when it's retraced. So it's better from top to bottom.
All right. So can we use technical analysis to forecast the future? That is the questions, the next questions.
We can, because technical analysis is basically help us to foresee, to forecast what's the price for the future. But we use the support and resistance because we're using the past history. Technical analysis, we use the past history to forecast the future. So for example, for this chart for VTROX, okay, so I know the previous high. The previous high is 11 ringgit, for example, at this point 11 ringgit. Okay, so I know that in order for this stock price, maybe one day it can break up this 11 ringgit. So I need a higher volume. Okay, so yes, we can use this to forecast.
Okay, thank you. Godlai would like you to explain the FP group chart. Yeah, on the left, when the trend is down, but then the volume is high. What does it mean?
From my example, I think just now from my example, there's a FP group. Wait, What's the question again, Shane?
On the FP group, the Filepack group, right? Yeah, when the trend is down, but the volume is high, what does it mean? How do you explain that?
Okay, from here, when the volume is high and is falling down, meaning to say a lot of people is selling the stock.
Okay. Should the pricing in the chart be adjusted for bonus issues? when we analyze the chart, right? So there's a question by Raj Kumar.
Okay, we choose a counter. Okay, we need to input the element of the bonus, because if not, where is my, okay, system settings. Okay, let's say for my chart nexus, if I disable my bonus issue, so you can see it's a bit hard for us to track because there's no adjustment on. Okay, for example, I think for Vitrox there's a 1-to-1 bonus, so you see the price has been adjusted, so it's hard for us to do the analysis. So better that we change the setting to enable, so that we can have a better view, because all the adjustment already taken into consideration for the price.
Yep.
Okay.
Personally, I also enable the bonus issue and all the rights issue and so on. Maslan would like to ask, understand that Fibonacci ratio is used to determine the support and resistance level. So under what circumstances or condition will this technical indicator fail to perform?
Okay.
Or cannot be used?
Fibonacci or any support resistance cannot be used in structural warrant or company warrants, because company warrants or structural warrants are moving alongside with the mother share. So it's kind of risky, because sometimes when the mother share is going up, your structural warrant or your company warrant might not be following. Okay, rare cases it might not be following. So Fibonacci cannot be, first one, the Fibonacci cannot be used in structural warrant or company warrant. It must only be used in the shares itself. Okay, so in other circumstances, I think it can be widely used.
Okay, so should we combine fundamental analysis into technical, or we can use technical totally?
Okay, it all comes to your reason, how you want to operate. For example, for my own style is, I have a group of good fundamental stocks. Okay, I have a group of good fundamental stocks, so I put it on my bucket. Okay, I put it on my bucket, on my shelf. Okay, for example, I put it on my shelf, and then how do I determine whether I want to buy or not? Is I will put in my alert, let's say at the nearest support. Okay, so when it falls to my nearest support, then it will trigger me, and then I will be looking my style. I'll be looking at the fundamentals, the recent news. Is there any changes? How is the profit, or how is the quarterly report? And then from there, then I'll look at my technical analysis. Okay, is this chart showing any reversal, or is it in bullish? This is how I operate on fundamental counters. If my reason is purely on technical, I will not look at fundamental. I'll just determine at the technical. Okay, or this is looking bullish, then I will buy at the nearest support. So if your reason is you want to catch a good fundamental stock, okay, normally there's a few ways of doing. And then for those value investors, okay, for good fundamental stocks, I don't think so. They will look at the chart. They will just buy in. Let's say the price is already the price is falling down, and then they feel that, oh, there's a margin of safety they have for themselves, different strategy they have. So if they feel comfortable to buy, they'll buy. For me, if a good fundamental stock, if I want to buy in, I'll look at the technical chart to see whether the technical chart, is it still in the downtrend or in uptrend. So when it's still in the downtrend, I will be continue to wait until there is a reversal and a confirmation, then I will buy in. But of course, I will not scully goose. I will not go in one go. I will divide my bullets also.
All right. So there are two requests to ask you to analyze Maybank. Are you able to help us to look at Maybank for a bit?
Can. Okay, again, I use a Fibonacci. I retrace back to the 2020 March when it falls to the, I take this as a reset point. Okay, a reset point. Okay, so again, we draw the Fibonacci, highest to lowest. But then this, I think maybe it's continue to break new high. Okay, so this is our uptrend stock. I can draw the I can also draw here. And if we can see, this chart is basically, you see the tunnel that I have drawn. I can actually add in another tunnel here. Yeah. Another line here. So remember, our tunnel need to be Solari. How do you call that in Solari in English?
Parallel.
Parallel. Yeah. Mathematics will always draw this line. Parallel. Okay. Okay. When this stock in the COVID, it falls to the lowest here around 5.9. Then later it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You can see it's going in tandem together with the tunnel. So now it's already at all-time high, and not all-time high. I think it's because the chart nexus I only have 3 years of data.
Not all-time high.
Yeah. Not all-time high.
Multi-years high.
Yes. So if you look at the volume here, it's quite bullish. It's quite bullish. So meaning to say, it will continue to go up. Of course, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. Just if you look at the volume, okay, we'll come back to this one. This one is, let's say this is A. Okay, I just take a few points out, and this is B. So you look at this volume, and it closed at zone 3. Zone 3 is selling pressure. So you see the volume is so high, a lot of people is selling. Okay, for me, this is not a good sign. This is a bearish sign. If I just look at this range of data for 6 months, so I completely will not look at it anymore. But then it proves me wrong. It still continued to go up, and then the reason volume is the buying pressure is back. But then you look at the volume gap. I can say that on this day, there's a huge volume of people selling. So for me, if I want a confirmation of the buying, I will wait for this volume to be higher than the selling volume. Then for me, I will be looking at it. But as of time being, because of this candle, and then now it's slowly going up, it won't be appearing in my radar. But now currently it's still in a bullish mode. Continue to go up, uptrend stock. Yeah, if you have it, continue to keep it. Yep.
All right, thank you so much, Johnny. So if we look at, let's say, Sam would like to ask, there are multiple levels for Fibonacci retracement. So the question here is, should we buy at 50% Fibonacci retracement level, even if it is in a downtrend? How do you know it will continue to fall or bounce back up? I think now a lot of stocks also decline to the 50% Fibonacci level.
Yep.
So what is your view?
So, okay, for the easiest example, look at the one that had been falling. For example, recently our CPO, our plantation counters, and also our technology. For example, we look at one of our plantation. So, okay, my advice is, I will prefer the stock to fall more than 50% first. 50% is the moment I shoot one bullet. Okay, 50% I shoot one bullet. It all depends on your strategy. So let's say we want the stock is in uptrend, then if we trace to 50%, then we shoot one bullet. 62% another bullet. Okay, so we look at TSH for example. So I'll take the reset point from top. Oh, sorry. Fibonacci. Take from top to bottom. Okay. If you see from this TSH, it's still going sideways for a long time, and then it goes up, and now it haven't even reached the 50% or whatnot. So if in terms of technical, and then I know that the oil price is the CPO price is still good, so I can wait at the 50% here, which is 1.57. So 1.757, I will take a first bullet. So even though it's in bearish, and then I know that overall CPO price is still good. Maybe just recently there's some market correction or whatnot. It's a worthy effort for me to wait at 50 and at 62. This is how I use the Fibonacci. But overall, we need to look at the big market, the CPO price, and then also the market politics around it. But then, for example, let's say we talk about technology. We know that technology, the semiconductors, in the long term, is still very good. So it had been going up for a few years already, uptrend for a few years. So now it's a retracement. I can say that retracement is a good point for us to enter. So we know semiconductor, there's a good future ahead. Just the recent correction is just a correction. Okay, if you do your research, you say that, let's say you do your research, you think that, okay, the demand is still there. Just the recent correction is a correction. So it's a worthwhile you wait at 50 and 62%.
All right, cool. So I think we have covered quite much ground in terms of the content. So if you have any questions for equity trading simulator, you may also write there. So I think let me reiterate that this equity trading simulator is free of charge. You can register anytime. Okay, now you can register an account, but then of course you can see all the stock, but then there's no market today. So the orders is valid for day order. So if you place an order today, then if today your order did not get matched, then of course the next day you have to place your order again. So because there's no good till date, so if your order did not get matched today, so the next day you have to place the order again. Everyone will have 100,000. So common question is, what if my 100,000 run out? Okay, if you probably place some structured warrant, and then the market go against you, then it ran out, right? Then no worries. A few things you can do. Number one, sign up a new account. Then you have a new 100,000, right? Number two is
good idea.
I am sure you all have multiple email addresses, right? Just sign up a new account. Then you have a new 100,000. Then of course, the next thing I think you probably can email Bursa and see whether we can reset your account limit to you or not. Okay. Yeah, you can request to Bursa to reset. Okay. All right. I am not I'm not able to register on Bursa Academy. All right. So I think that one you need to email to I think Bursa help desk, I guess. So to get some support. Maybe you try a new email. I personally can register. I can register. Johnny, you can register, right?
Yep, can.
Yeah, so I have no issue registering. Maybe there's some issue there. So if you have faced any difficulty, you can email to Bursa and see how they can address your difficulty. Okay, so this equity trading simulator is a very wonderful tool, especially for newbies who have not traded have not traded before and want to gain the experience doing virtual trading. All right, so okay, let me share my screen. If there are no more questions, let me just share my screen to tell you our next webinar. Okay. Can see my screen, right?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So to let you know more about Bursa Academy, it is a comprehensive one-stop e-learning platform that aims to provide investors with a continuous and holistic learning journey. So on Bursa Academy, Bursa Malaysia provided, investing articles, investing resources, be in articles, videos, quizzes, coursework, and now even equities and derivatives trading simulator. So you can go there and practice doing virtual trading for equities and derivative as well. So please head over to www.bursaacademy.bursamarketplace.com, or you can go to Google and type Bursa Academy, and then the search engine will show you the right address. Or you can scan this QR code right now in front of you in the screen to head to Bursa Academy. So for our next webinar, it is happening on the next Monday.
Shane, no screen now.
No screen now.
Yep.
This is the second time this error happened, So no screen,
No screen.
Yeah. Actually, I'm showing my screen already. Just give me a minute.
Yep.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, now can.
Now can. Just now cannot. Okay. Yeah, so this Bursa Academy, please scan this QR code or just visit www.bursaacademy.bursamarketplace.com. And then our next webinar is titled Asas Analisa Teknikal dalam Pelaburan Saham. So as the name suggests, it will be conducted in BM. All right, so it's happening on next Monday, which is 2 days later, okay, 21st of March, 2022, not 2021, okay, 2022. So the registration link, I've given you the registration link. So yes, you can go there and register. Scroll up in the chat box, you'll find the registration link. All right, so thank you so much, Johnny, for sharing with us about how do we see stories from price action on the charts, and how do we use different indicators like Fibonacci, support and resistance. How do we see price action, candlestick actions to determine possible trading opportunities. And then thanks for demonstrating how to use Bursa Academy's equities trading simulator. I hope that all of you here gain enormous value from this webinar. So for all of you here, wish you have a good weekend. So thank you, Johnny, and thank you so much for spending your time here with us. So have a great weekend and see you all on next Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.